안녕하세요. 산타 잉글리시입니다. 오늘은 Magic Treehouse Book 6, Afternoon on the Amazon을 읽어보도록 하겠습니다.
Prologue.
One summer day in Frog Creek, Pennsylvania, a mysterious treehouse appeared in the woods. 8-year-old Jack and his 7-year-old sister Annie climbed into the treehouse. They found it was filled with books. Jack and Annie soon discovered that the treehouse was magic. It could take them to the place in the books. All they had to do was to point a picture and wish to go there. Jack and Annie visited the times of dinosaurs, knights, pyramids, pirates, and ninjas. Along the way, they discovered that the treehouse belongs to Morgan the Fay. Morgan is a magical librarian from the time of King Arthur. She traveled through time and space, gathering books. In their last adventure, Night of the Ninjas, Jack and Annie learned that Morgan was under a spell. To free her, Jack and Annie have to find 4 special things. In old Japan, they found the first thing, a moonstone. Now, Jack and Annie are about to set out in search of the second thing in Afternoon on the Amazon.
Chapter 1.
Where's Peanut? Hurry, Jack! Shouted Annie. Annie ran into the Frog Creek woods. Jack followed her. It's still here, Annie called. Jack caught up with Annie. She stood beside a tall oak tree. Jack looked up. The magic treehouse was shining in the afternoon sunlight. We're coming, Peanut! Annie called. She grabbed the rope ladder and started up. Jack followed. They climbed and climbed. Finally, they climbed into the treehouse. Peanut? Said Annie. Jack took off his backpack. He looked around. Sunlight slanted across the stack of books. Books about ninjas, pirates, mummies, knights, and dinosaurs. The letter M shimmered on the wooden floor. M for Morgan le Fay. I don't think Peanut's here, said Jack. I wonder where she is, said Annie. How do you know Peanut's a she? Asked Jack. I just know it, said Annie. Oh, brother, said Jack. Squeak. Annie laughed. Look, Jack! A small pink sock was moving across the floor. Yesterday, Annie had turned her socks into a bed for Peanut. Annie picked up the tiny lump. Squeak! A brown and white mouse peeked out of the socks. She looked at Annie and Jack, her big eyes. Jack laughed. Hi, Peanut, he said. Will you help us again today? Asked Annie. In old Japan, Peanut had helped them when they got lost. We have to find 3 more things for Morgan, said Annie. Jack pushed his glasses into place. First, we have to find a clue that tells where to begin, he said. Guess what? Said Annie. What? Said Jack. We don't have to look very far. She pointed at the corner of the treehouse. In the shadows was an open book.
Chapter 2.
Big
Big
bugs. Wow, said Jack, picking up the book. The ninja book was open yesterday. Now this one. Who opened them? Jack closed the book and looked at the cover. It showed a picture of a green forest. The trees were very tall and close together. On the cover were the words, "The Rainforest." Oh, wow, said Jack. Oh, no, said Annie. What's wrong? Said Jack. I learned about the rainforest in school, said Annie. It's filled with big bugs and spiders. I know, said Jack. Half of them have never been named. It's creepy, said Annie. It's neat, said Jack. He wanted to take lots of notes in the rainforest. Maybe he could name some unknown bugs. Neat? Yuck, said Annie. She shivered. I don't get it, said Jack. You weren't afraid of dinosaurs. So, you weren't afraid of the castle guards or the mummy ghost? So, you weren't afraid of pirates or ninjas? So, you were not afraid of real scary things. But you were afraid of little bugs and spiders. That doesn't make sense. So, Jack sighed. Listen, he said, we have to go there, to help Morgan. That's why the book left open. I know that, said Annie, frowning. Plus, the rainforests are being cut down, said Jack. Don't you want to see one before it's too late? Annie took a deep breath and slowly nodded. Okay, then, let's go, said Jack. He opened the book again. He pointed to a picture that showed blue skies, green leaves, and bright flowers. I wish we could go there, he said. The wind began to blow. Squeak! Stay here, Peanut, said Annie as she put the mouse in her pocket. The wind picked up. The trio started to spin. Jack squeezed his eyes shut. The wind was whistling now. The trios were spinning faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Wild sounds broke the silence. Screech! Buzz! Chirp! Chirp!
Chapter 3.
Yikes! Jack opened his eyes. The air was hot and steamy. It looks like we landed in some bushes, said Annie. She was peeking out of the treehouse window. Peanut was peeking out of Annie's pocket. Jack peeked out the treehouse too. They had landed in a sea of shiny green leaves. Outside there were flowers, bright butterflies, and birds, just as in the book. That's strange, said Jack. I wonder why we didn't land in a tree, the way we always do. I don't know, said Annie. But let's hurry and find the thing for Morgan, so we can get back home before we meet any big bugs. Wait, these seem weird, said Jack. I don't understand why we landed in bushes. I better read about this. Oh, come on, said Annie. We don't even need a ladder. We can just climb out the window. Annie put Peanut in her pocket. She stuck out one leg out of the window. Wait! Jack grabbed Annie's other leg. He read, The rainforest is in 3 layers. Thick treetops, often over 150 feet in the air, make up the top layer. This is called the forest canopy. Below the canopy is the understory, then the forest floor. Get back in here, cried Jack. We're probably more than 150 above ground in the forest canopy. Yikes, said Annie. She slid back into the treehouse. We have to use the ladder, said Jack. He got on his hands and knees. He moved leaves away from the hole in the floor. He looked down. The ladder seemed to fall in between the branches of the giant tree, but Jack couldn't be that. I can't tell what's down there, he said. Be careful. Jack put the rainforest book in the backpack. Then he stepped onto the rope ladder. He started down, and he followed with Peanut in a pocket. Jack pushed through the leaves. He came to the understory, below the canopy. He looked down at the forest floor. It was very far away. Oh, man, whispered Jack. This world was completely different from the one above the treetops. Now that they were near the sun, it was cooler. It was also damp and very quiet. Jack shivered. It was the spookiest place he had ever seen.
Chapter 4.
Millions of them. Jack didn't move. He kept staring down at the forest floor. "What's wrong?" Annie called from above. Jack didn't answer. "You don't see any giant spiders, do you?" Annie said. "Well, no." Jack took a deep breath. "We have to keep going," he thought. "We have to find special thing for Morgan." "No spiders, nothing scary," Jack called, and he started down the ladder again. Jack and Annie climbed down through the understory. Finally, they stepped onto the forest floor. Only a few rays of light slanted through the gloom. The trees were very, very tall and very wide. Vines and moss are hanging everywhere. The ground was covered with dead leaves. "Before we do anything, I'd better check the book," said Jack. He pulled out the rainforest book. He found a picture of the dark world under the treetops. He read, "In the rainforest, many living creatures blend in their surroundings. This is called camouflage." "Oh man," said Jack. He closed the book and looked around. "There's tons of creatures down here. We just can't see them." "Really?" whispered Annie. She and Jack peered at the quiet forest. Jack felt Unseen's eye watching them. "Let's hurry and find the special thing," whispered Annie. "How will we know we'll find it?" Jack said. "I think we just know," said Annie. She headed up to the room. Jack followed. They kept between the huge trees and past heavy lines. Annie stopped. "Wait, what's that?" "What's what?" "Listen, that weird sound." Jack listened. He heard a crackling sound. It sounded like a person walking over leaves. Jack looked around. He didn't see anyone, but the sound got louder. Was it an animal? A giant bug? One that had never been named? Just then the silent forest came alive. Birds dug off the hair.
Frogs jumped over the leaves. Lizards ran up the tree trunks.
The weird noise grew louder and louder. "Maybe the book explains it," said Jack. He opened the book. He found the picture of a giant
animals running together.
He read, "When animals heard a crackling sound, they flee in panic. The sound means that 30 million flesh-eating ants marching through the dead leaves." "It's army ants!" cried Jack. "Millions of them!" "There!"
cried Annie.
Jack and Annie ran around.
Wildly.
"There!" Annie pointed.
Chapter 5.
Pretty fish. Squeak!
Squeak.
Annie patted the little mouse in her pocket. "It's okay, Peanut. The ants can't get us a river. We're safe," she said. "Maybe safe from the ants," said Jack. "But where is the canoe going?" Jack and Annie stared at the river. Branches spread over the water. Vines and moss hung down from them. "We'd better look this up," said Jack. He pulled the rainforest book out of his backpack and flipped through it. Soon he found the picture of the river. He read, "The Amazon River stretches over 4,000 miles from the mountain of Peru over across the Brazil to the Atlantic Ocean. The river basin contains over half of the rainforest in the world." Jack looked at Annie. "We're on the Amazon River," he said. "It's more than 4,000 millions long." "Oh, wow," Annie whispered. She looked at the river. She trailed her hand through the water. "I have to make some notes," Jack said. He pulled a notebook and pens. He wrote, "The Amazon rainforest is..." "Jack, look at those pretty fish with teeth," said Annie. "What?" Jack glanced up from his writing. Annie was pointing at some blue fish swimming near the road. The fish was red bellies and razor-sharp teeth. "Watch it!" cried Jack. "Those aren't pretty fish. They're piranhas. They're eating even people." "Yikes!" whispered Annie. "We'd better get back on shore," said Jack, pulling his books and backpack. "How?" said Annie. "We can't go to water now, and we don't have any pedals." Jack tried to stay calm. "We need a plan," he said. Jack stared at the river. The canoe would soon float in vines. "I'll grab the vine," said Jack, "and pull us ashore." "Good idea," said Annie. As they glided on the branches, Jack stood up. The canoe rocked. He nearly fell down. "Balance the canoe," said Jack. Annie leaned to one side. Jack reached. He missed. The canoe floated under the road branches. Jack reached another line. He grabbed it. It was cold and scaly. It wiggled and jerked. "Ah!" Jack screamed and fell into the canoe. The vine was alive. It was a long green snake. The snake fell out from the tree. It splashed into the water and swam away. "Oh, man," said Jack. He and Annie stared in horror at each other. "What's now?" said Annie, making a face. "Well," Jack looked at the river. There were no vines up ahead, but there was a big branch floating on the water. "Grab that branch near you," said Jack. "Maybe we can use it for a paddle." The canoe flew closer to the branch, and he reached for it. Suddenly, the branch rose into the air. It was a crocodile. "Help!" screamed Annie as she fell down in the canoe. The crocodile opened and closed its huge, long jaws. Then it moved past the canoe and swam up the river. "Oh, man!" whispered Jack. A screeching sound split the air. Jack and Annie jumped. "Help!" said Jack. He expected to see another terrible creature, but all he saw was a small brown monkey hanging by its tail from the tree.
Chapter 6.
Monkey trouble. Squeak! Squeak! Peanut poked her head out from Annie's pocket. She seemed to be yelling at the monkey. "Don't worry, Peanut," said Annie. "He's just a little monkey. He won't hurt us." But suddenly the monkey grabbed a big red fruit hanging from the tree. He hurled it at the canoe. "Watch it!" shouted Jack. The fruit fell into the water with a splash. The monkey screeched even louder. He grabbed another fruit. "Don't throw things at us!" shouted Annie. But the monkey hurled the red fruit right at them. Jack and Annie ducked into the water. "Stop that!" Annie shouted. But the monkey only waved his arm and screeched again. "Oh, brother," said Jack, "I don't believe this." The monkey grabbed the third fruit and hurled it at Jack and Annie. It landed inside the canoe with a thump. Annie grabbed the fruit. She stood up and threw it back at the monkey. She missed. The canoe rocked. Annie almost fell out. The monkey screeched even louder. "Go away!" Annie shouted. "You are the meanest thing in the world." The monkey stopped screeching. He looked at Annie. Then he swung away into the forest. "I think I hurt his feelings," said Annie. "Who cares?" said Jack. "He shouldn't throw things." "Uh-oh," said Annie. "It's raining now." "What?" Jack looked up. A raindrop hit him in the eye. "Oh no, I don't believe this," Jack said. "What do you expect?" said Annie. "It is the rainforest." A gust of wind blew in the canoe. Thunder whirled the sky. "A riverbed place to storm," said Jack. "We have to get back to the shore right now." "But how?" said Annie. "We can't wade or swim. The piranhas, the snake, and the crocodile will get us." Screeching split in the air again. "Oh no," said Jack. The bloody monkey was back. This time the monkey was pointing at the long stick at the canoe. Jack crouched down. Was the monkey hurled stick at them like a spear? And he jumped up at the monkey. "Watch it! He's nuts," said Jack. But the monkey just stared at Annie, and he stared back at him. After a long moment, the monkey seemed to smile. Annie smiled back. "What's going on?" said Jack. "He wants to help us," Annie said. "Help us out," said Jack. The monkey held the long stick and he grabbed the stick. The canoe started flowing through them. The monkey pulled the canoe all the way to the bank of the river.
Chapter 7.
Freeze! Jack and Annie jumped out of the canoe. The rain was starting to fall again. The monkey took off. He swung from tree to tree, heading up the river bank. He screeched and beat Jack and Annie. "He wants to follow him," said Annie. "No, we have to find a special thing, then go home," said Jack. "He wants to help us," said Annie. She took up after the monkey. The two of them vanished into the rainforest. "Annie!" Thunder shook the sky. "Oh, brother," said Jack. He dashed after Annie and the monkey in the dark forest. The forest seems surprisingly dry. Jack looked up. It was still raining. The trees acted like a huge umbrella. "Annie!" called Jack. "Jack! Jack!" cried Annie. "Where are you?" "Here!" Jack hurried in the direction of Annie's voice. Soon the monkey, it was screeching at the swing from the tree. Annie was kneeling on the forest floor. She was playing with an animal that looked like a giant kitten. "What's that?" Jack said. "I don't know, but I love it," said Annie. Annie patted the monkey's paws. It had gold fur and black spots. "I'd better find what it is," said Jack. He pulled a rainforest and flipped through it. "Oh, it's so cute," said Annie. Jack found a picture of an animal with gold fur and black spots. He read, "The jaguar is the biggest predator in the Western Hemisphere." "Forget cute," Jack said. "That must be the baby jaguar. It's going to grow up and be a big predator in..." "What's a predator?" asked Annie. "Grrr!" There was a terrible growl. Jack whirled around. The mother jaguar was coming out from behind a tree. She was creeping over the dry leaves, right toward Annie. "Freeze!" whispered Jack. Annie froze, but the jaguar kept moving slowly toward her. "Help!" said Jack weakly. Suddenly the monkey swooped down from the tree. He grabbed the jaguar's tail. The cat roared and spun around. Annie jumped up. The monkey pulled the jaguar's tail again. Then he let go and took off. The jaguar sprang over him. "Run, Annie!" cried Jack. Jack and Annie took off his rainforest. They ran for their lives.
Chapter 8.
Vampire bats? "Wait," said Jack, panting. "I think we got away." Jack and Annie stopped running and caught their breath. "Where are we?" said Jack. "Where's the monkey?" said Annie, looking back at the forest. "Do you think the jaguar caught him?" "No, monkeys are fast," said Jack. Of course jaguars are fast too, Jack thought, but he didn't want to tell Annie that. "I hope it's okay," said Annie. Squeak! Peanut peeked out of Annie's pocket. "Peanut! I almost forgot you," said Annie. "Are you okay?" The mouse just stared at Annie with her big eyes. "She looks scared," said Jack. "Poor Peanut." "Poor monkey," said Annie. She looked around for the rest. "We'd better check the book," Jack said. He pulled out the book. He turned the pages, screeched for help. He stopped at the picture of a scary creature. "Oh man, what's this?" he said. Jack read right below the picture. It said, "Vampire bats live in the Amazon rainforest. At night, they quietly bite their victims and suck their blood." He felt faint. "Vampire bats?" said Annie. And Jack looked
After dark, Annie and Jack looked around. There
The rainforest seemed to be getting even darker. Yikes,
Yikes,
said Annie. She looked at Jack. Maybe we should go home. Jack nodded. For once he'd read around. But what about their mission? Said Annie. What about Morgan? We'll come back, said Jack. We have to prepare. So we'll come back tomorrow? Annie asked. Right. Now which way is the treehouse? Jack. This way, said Annie, pointing. That way, said Jack, pointing in the opposite direction. They looked at each other. We're lost, they said together. Squeak! Don't worry, Peanut, Annie said to pet the mouse again. But then she stopped. Squeak, squeak, squeak! Jack, I think Peanut wants to help us, said Annie. How? The way she helped us in time of ninjas. Annie placed the mouse on the leaf forest floor. Take us to the treehouse, Peanut. The mouse took off. Where'd she go? Said Annie. I don't see her. There, said Jack. He pointed to the leaves rustling on the ground. A streak of white passed through the leaves. Yes, there, said Annie. Jack and Annie followed the moved leaves. The streak of white appeared and disappeared. Suddenly, Jack stopped. The forest floor was still. There was no sign of Peanut. Where is she? Asked Jack. He kept staring at the ground. Jack! Jack glanced around. Annie was standing on the other side of the nearby tree. She was pointing up. Jack looked up. The treehouse. Oh, phew, Jack said softly. She said it again, said Annie. She was running the ladder her myself. Look! Annie pointed at the rope ladder. Peanut was climbing up the rope ladder. Let's go, Jack said. Annie started up the ladder. Then Jack slowly all the way up to the canopy of the rainforest.
Chapter 9.
The Thing. Jack and Annie climbed into the treehouse. Peanut was sitting on the stack of books. Annie patted Peanut's little head. Thanks, she said softly. I have to write some notes about the rainforest, said Jack. You'll find the Pennsylvania book. Annie began searching for a Pennsylvania book, the book that always took them home. Jack pulled out his notebook. He wanted to take lots of notes here, but all he had written so far was, the Amazon rainforest is. It's not here, said Annie. What? Jack looked up. He glanced around the treehouse. Annie was right. The Pennsylvania book was nowhere in sight. Was it here before we left home? Said Jack. I don't remember, said Annie. Oh man, said Jack. Now we can't get it back to Fall Creek. That means we'll be here when the vampire bats come out, said Jack. Something came flying through the treehouse window. Ah! Jack and Annie hit the grass. Thud. Something hit the floor. Red fruit. The monkey was sitting in the window. His head was cocked on one side. He seemed grinning at them. You're safe, said Annie. Thanks for saving us, said Jack. The monkey just grinned. I have just one question, said Annie. She pointed at the fruit. Why do you keep throwing those at us? The bear the fruit. No, don't throw it, said Jack. He ducked. But the monkey didn't throw the fruit. He held it out to Annie. He moved his lips as if he were trying to say something. And stared into the monkey's eyes. He moved his lips again. Wow, Annie said softly. I understand now. Understand what? Said Jack. Annie took the fruit from the monkey. This is it, she said. The thing we need. What thing? Said Jack. One of the special things we're supposed to find for Morgan, Annie said, to free her from the spell. Are you sure? said Jack.
said Jack.
Before Annie could answer, Jack saw the Pennsylvania book. Look, our book, he said, pointing. We found the thing, and now we can see the book, said Annie. That's why it works, remember? Jack nodded. Now he remembered. The ninja master said they wouldn't be able to find the Pennsylvania book until they had found what they were looking for. The monkey screeched with laughter. Jack and Annie looked at him. He was clapping his hands together. Annie laughed with him. How do you know they gave it to us? She said. Who told you did that? The monkey just waved at Jack and Annie. Then he turned and swung away from the treehouse. Wait, said Jack, looking out the window. Too late. The monkey was gone. He had vanished below the treetops. Goodbye, called Annie. A happy screech came from the mysterious world below. Jack sighed. He picked up his notebook again. He looked at the writing. The Amazon rainforest is. He had to write something before he left. He quickly added, amazing. Jack put away his notebook. Annie picked the Pennsylvania book. Now it's really time to leave, she said. She turned to the picture of Rocky Woods. I wish we could go there, she said, pointing at the picture. The wind started to blow. The leaves began to tremble. The tree started to spin. It spun faster and faster. Then everything was still. Absolutely still. Still. Oh.
Chapter 10.
Have a way there. Squeak. Jack opened his eyes. Peanut was on the treehouse windowsill. We're home, said Annie. Jack breathed with a sigh of relief. Annie held the fruit after entering the light. What exactly is this? She asked. Maybe it's in the book, Jack answered. He pulled out the rainforest book. He flipped through pages. He came to the picture of the red fruit. Here it is, he said. He read out loud. The mango has a sweet taste, like that of peach. Mango? Said Annie. She brought the fruit closer to her lips. Hey, said Jack, grabbing the mango from her. We have to cook the mango stone. Jack placed the mango and then carved them. Moonstone, bingo, whispered Annie. It sounded like a spell. We have a way there, said Jack. 2 more to go. Then we can free you, Morgan, Annie called as Morgan went nearby. How do you know she can hear you? Said Jack. I just feel it. Oh, brother, said Jack. He needed more proof than that. Squeak! Peanut was looking at Jack and Annie. We have to leave you now, Jack said to the mouse. Squeak! Can we take on with us? Said Annie. No, said Jack. Mom won't let us keep a mouse in the house. She doesn't like mice, remember? How do anyone not like a mouse? Said Annie. Jack smiled. How could anyone not like a spider? He said. That's different. Annie patted Peanut's head. Bye, she said. Wait for us here. We'll be back tomorrow. Jack patted the mouse too. Bye, Peanut. Thanks for help, he said. Squeak. Jack put the rainforest book on the top of the book of ranges. Then he pulled the backpack, and he and Annie left the treehouse. They climbed down the rope ladder. They stepped onto the ground. They started down through the rocky woods. Leaf shadows danced in the light. A bird called out. These woods are very different from the rainforest, Jack thought. There's no jaguars or army ants here, he said. No little monkeys. You know, the monkey would never be mean, said Annie. He was just trying to give us the mango. I know. Actually, nothing was being mean, said Jack. The army ant was just marching. Then that's army ants do. The piranhas was being piranhas, said Annie. The steak was just being a steak, said Jack. The crocodile was just being a crocodile, said Annie. The jaguar was just taking care of babies, said Jack. Annie shuddered. I still don't like love bugs, she said. You don't have to love them, said Jack. Just leave them alone and they won't bother you. In fact, that's true about the whole rainforest, Jack thought. Everyone should just leave it alone. Who cares the bugs have names, he said softly. They know who they are. Jack stepped from a creek woods. They stepped walking up the street. It was lit the golden light. Race you, said Annie. They took off to running. They ran across the yard. They raced up their steps. Safe! They shouted together, tagging their front door. 이게 Magic Treehouse Book 6 Afternoon on the Amazon의 끝입니다. 네. 재밌었나요? 제가 감기에 걸려서 조금 미처 못 따라간 부분들이 좀 있는데요. 양해 부탁드립니다.